Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, good evening. I am Styrofoam Ralph Main. This is Clubs and the Gang live from the motherfucking hot box. We are in an impromptu hump day hump box. You know, I got the gang here with me. My dog, one half of Forza Force as Order 2-5. Mike Will represent live in transit currently. And you know, I got the gang with me, man. Bleed Blue for the shoe. Jay Lethal, Nap Nation, what it do? What's going on, fellas?
What to do?
Show
What to
him the
do?
monkey, man.
So, speaking of showing the monkey, I want Boston to show me the money. Okay? I want to be shown. I want to be shown the cap. I want to be shown the freedom
Yeah,
to
hear me?
spend. I want to get off of these championship contracts. We already moved off of Drew Holiday. Already moved off of KP. Now all we gotta do is move D White. Next year is gonna be a down year.
Yeah, hear me?
So I asked 2-5 a series of questions.
Okay.
And that first question is 2-5, do you believe that Brad Stevens is retooling, or is this more of a making the team like getting assets, or is this more of a financial we trying to move some money around stuff, in your opinion?
I think he's trying to move money around and establish a gap year. You
What
know what I'm
kind
saying?
of gap? Is it
Because
going to be like a
Put that
2 year
pussy on my
gap before they
pedestal.
get back to being competitive?
it's a 1 year gap. You know what I'm saying? Because Jason Tatum's out next year. You're not winning the title without Jason Tatum. So why waste time trying to win the title when it ain't happening? So what you do is you get somebody like Anthony Simons, who's in a contract year, meaning that he's a free agent after next year. So there's your gap year. Is he going to be our point guard in the future? Or is he going to be something that we flip? Is he going to be, hey, let's get this money off the books and then next summer we go wild the fuck out?
Because
Wouldn't it be
I've heard
smart?
rumors that Anthony Simons might be somebody that we just ship off this year, this offseason.
He could be. He could be. It could be tonight.
Would it be smart if the Celtics go after a point guard in a trade, a big name point guard, to hold down the fort until the following year for JT to come back?
I mean,
I mean,
Anthony
I would
Simons
say
has
no. If I were to,
though.
yeah, I was going to say if I were the Celtics, I would just keep Anthony Simons for this year, and then see what he looks like. You know what I'm saying? If you like what you see, you trade Jalen Brown next year.
Are you keeping Richard Pryor over Derek White?
Richard Pryor,
Who the
I
fuck you
mean,
talking
I
about?
mean, I mean, me and the white boy Pritchard. You keeping him over Derek White?
They don't even look alike.
I don't think you need. I mean, you just keep them both. Like Richard ain't making no money right now.
Who's the better asset, though?
I would say not Pritchard.
Mm.
That's
You know what I'm
thoughtful.
saying? Like Pritchard's still a short. He's still a short dude that, you know what I'm saying? Like, does he work outside of Boston's take a three whenever you want system?
I don't know, bro. Hayden Pritchard
Who
is
the
that
better
is that
shooter,
guy.
Derek White or Rich?
Pritchard might be the better traditional shooter, but Derek White hits too many big shots for me to even consider that.
Mm. Mm.
Big shot white.
Like you could shoot all you just like Steph Curry, right? Steph Curry's the best shooter we ever seen. You still don't want him to shoot with 20 seconds or less
Why not? Why not?
because he ain't gonna make that shit. Like
That's
before,
crazy.
like he's something like
That's
no,
crazy.
he's something like 0 for 12 in the playoffs with 10 seconds or less.
For go aheads. Oh, okay. Well, then, hey,
Yeah,
shout out to Steph Curry. You
that's what I'm
suck.
saying.
So
Boy, Steph, but
as far as Boston goes, what is it that, like you said, so Jason Tatum is going to be out. I think we should still be fielding calls for Jaylen Brown. And if Utah is willing to give up that top 10 pick, don't Utah got a top 5 pick?
Utah is number 5.
Give us Lowry at number 5, bro. You can have it. You can have
Yeah.
Brown.
I mean, look, I look at it like this. Obviously, Boston likes Jaylen Brown. You could argue that they love Jaylen Brown. But they got new ownership too. And the first thing as a new owner that I don't want to do is pay two dudes $300 million.
But aren't they already paying them $300 million?
Yes. But they weren't the ones that made that deal. So if I
But my thing is, don't you want to continue to contend? If that's the cost of it.
I think that Jaylen Brown can get you enough that you can contend. And you know, think about it, right? The NBA, right? What we've been talking about. OKC and Indiana got these deep benches. They got all these players that they could put in the game or whatever the case may be. So you could trade Jaylen Brown and get 3 dudes.
But are those 3 dudes going to be equivalent to a Jaylen Brown?
Are there going to be any of those 3 dudes? Are there going to be any of those 3 dudes that still dribble the ball off their foot?
That's tough.
Like, that's a win by itself if you could dribble with your left hand.
Don't do my dog like that.
Everybody can
That's why
dribble with
we
their
got
left
Simon
hand, bro. We gotta stop that. Everybody can dribble with their
He
left,
can't
bro.
dribble with
We
his
gotta
left
cut that
hand.
out.
He lost the
Not
ball
being
with his
able to
left
go
hand on the
left
play
and
Tatum got hurt
dribbling with
on.
your left are two.
He can't do neither one.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Dribbling with your left.
I bet you, hey,
He's in the
if
NBA,
Jaylen Brown
dog.
didn't
He
lose
gotta
the
be able to dribble.
if Jaylen Brown didn't lose the ball, Tatum would have still been playing.
That's tough.
Oh wow,
He did. He
wow.
did. He did go down chasing
That's
that
where you're
ball.
going with that.
That's what he
So is
did.
that why Boston trying to get rid of Jaylen Brown because he was the cause of
No, that's not why Boston.
because he was
No, I don't think Boston's trying to get rid of Jaylen Brown. But if teams are calling you, it's your due diligence as an executive to listen.
But you just paid the man just
Yeah,
2 years ago.
circumstances change.
What circumstances
I
would
don't know what's
If
change?
wrong with these
somebody's willing to
teams
take that
having
contract off
championship
your
teams
hands,
and then they want to get rid of them. Crazy.
I'm not even saying that. I'm not even saying that Boston should get rid of him. I'm just saying that if teams are calling you, depending on what they saying, you know what I'm saying, why not listen?
Okay, but what are you willing to give up for Jaylen Brown?
Well, you got to give up a lot just because of what he's making. So that's the point of listening. Like, if it was just, hey, Jaylen Brown for this one player, you probably don't take that phone call. But if I could get 3 players and maybe 2 first round draft picks out of it, I at least got to listen.
Is he worth a first round?
Yeah.
hell yes. Hell
Yes.
yes. And so that goes back to my initial point. It's like, are we in a complete retooling, revamping, rebuilding, whatever you want to call it? Are we shifting regimes? Are we shifting eras in the Tatum era? Or are we still trying to keep some notable players? Are we about to have like one of those Knick lineups, those wild Knicks lineups? Like, are we
I think,
taking it down to the bones?
like, I'm not going to believe that Jaylen Brown is getting traded until I see Jaylen Brown get traded. As far as Derek White goes, I wouldn't trade Derek White either. But gotta listen.
Was it
You know what I'm
it
saying?
smart for them to
So
trade Drew Holiday and KP?
they had to. They 100% had to. There's no way around it.
Hmm.
So let me get into
Yeah,
that
they
real
had to
quick,
trade him.
Cups. Let me use my spreadsheet real quick.
Spreadsheet is crazy.
so the salary cap for the season was just under 155 million.
Sheesh.
Okay. So the luxury tax, starts at 188 million. Okay? That's just the luxury tax. The first apron starts at 196. And I'm rounding up right now, but it starts at 196. So that's your first apron. That's where most teams want to stay that are contending. The second apron starts at $207.8 million. So that's your roster for that season, your payroll, right? Boston was over that. So what happens is if they would have stayed over that tax, and I know Cups don't care because of how far I'm about to say. So their 2032 first round pick would have been frozen. It's like you can't trade it, you can't do anything with it. So as you go down the road, if they would have been over that second apron 3 out of the next 5 years, that draft pick goes to the very end of the first round, no matter where they are. So you could be the worst record in the league, you're going to be number 30 in that draft. So, and Jason Tatum's not there. So why am I keeping all this money on my roster again if I'm not going to be competing for a championship?
All you gotta do is go get you a Trey Young, keep a Jaylen Brown, and you right back in the mix.
No, you are not.
That's what I'm saying.
The Celtics are a bad
Hey,
team
man.
this year. You gonna
No,
have
they are
to.
not.
The Celtics gonna be a bad team this year.
I think y'all still make the
I think
playoffs.
this, if everything stays the same as it is today, which we know it won't, but if things like going off of the team that they have at this moment that we are having this conversation, I think that team could still win 46 games.
They'll get into a play-in.
No, I think no, because the play-in this year was 40 wins. Was the best team in the play-in this year, so you can get into the play-in with 37 wins. So, like, I think right now they would be a 5 or a 6 seed.
With one round, winning one round of the playoffs and then getting booted.
Maybe. It depends who the matchup is. But if you're playing somebody like Orlando or Detroit, they still don't relatively have experience in that way. So, you might feel okay about playing one of those two teams.
I don't know. I feel like Detroit will have the better edge.
Over who?
They probably would, but they still got to do it.
The edge over who?
Over the Celtics.
Over. No, because, like, think about it, though. Boston still has Jaylen Brown. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Simons might be the best shooter on the roster now
That's tough.
in a system that tells you shoot every three that you have an opportunity to shoot.
And we got George
You still got
Niang.
You got George Niang. You still got Peyton Pritchard off the bench. You still got Derek White to hit big shots and make big defensive plays. So this ain't a poverty team that we're talking about.
Yeah, but it's not as talented as it was before.
Well, no shit. They lost their best player. But real quick before we go, hold up, real quick before we go any further, let me ask y'all a question real quick. Should I make a big deal out of Stan Kroenke randomly bringing up trading Jokic for no reason at all?
Especially when talking about the apron, it's like, gang. Don't try and, you know what I'm saying, give us a soft
Like
release.
he just randomly. Nobody asked him the question. He just randomly brought up. You know, saying we're an injury away from having to trade Nikola Jokic. Why the fuck did he say that?
I mean, I don't think Jokic is getting too old where injuries is going to be a problem. We haven't even seen him really too much on.
No, they talk about somebody, just a random person on the Nuggets, like a
No,
Jamal Murray.
he's saying if Jamal Murray's out, he's talking about like, if Jamal Murray gets hurt for the season, we might have to trade Jokic. I'm like, why the fuck did he say that? Like nobody asked him, hey, how do you feel about the second apron, or do you see a scenario? He just randomly said that shit.
Would you think that's true though? Do you think Denver is one injury away from trading Jokic?
I think that Denver better not trade Jokic under any fucking circumstances unless they get an SGA or Luka or some shit out of it, or Giannis out of it.
Would you trade Jokic for Giannis?
I might.
That's tough.
Jokic in Milwaukee will look so ugly, bro.
I might. It just depends, right? Well, knowing Jokic how we know Jokic, and Raph says this all the time. Like once Jokic's contract is up, you don't even know. He might just be like, I'm gonna go play with my horses.
Jokic probably retired. He probably go chill with his horses, his 22 horses.
Yeah, so I make that. I mean, I wouldn't call Milwaukee and say, "Yo, give me Giannis."
We lost you, 2-5. No audio. Can't hear you, 2-5.
I'm not even talking.
Oh shit, no, you went out. That was my fault. You went out. But yeah, no, I think we should try and strip it down to the bones, bro. Get as many contracts off, get as many pieces off. Like I said, if we could get Jaylen Brown off for a quality player and quality picks, like I said, if Utah want to send Lowry in that number 5, what's up, gang? Let's make it shake.
Okay, so how about this? How about Lowry and what's his name? I can't even think of his name right now. I just brain farted.
Point guard?
Colin Sexton.
I'll take him too. Fuck it.
I like Fox over Sexton, but okay.
Yeah, of course. But
you know what I'm saying? And the number 5.
And the number 5 pick. What's up, bro?
Y'all gonna draft Ace Bailey with that 5 pick?
We might.
They better fucking not.
What's wrong with Ace Bailey at the 5, bro?
Because Ace Bailey need to go 6. That's why.
You might get Derek Queen.
I don't want Derek Queen.
That nigga said Ace Bailey need to go 6.
I'm just saying though.
I swear, if we draft Malawatch, I will just turn the draft off.
That's tough, bro. That's tough.
Cowboy Mike, you watching the draft tonight?
Hey, Cowboy Mike, that's who want Derek Queen. He want Derek Queen.
Yeah, he said Queen coming to Chicago.
Hey, look, big dog.
And I told him he about to get Malawatch.
Sometimes you need a playmaker, big dog. we need a playmaker. You know what I'm saying?
I heard Cooper Flag gonna end up with $1 billion.
Yeah, I did see that.
I need to lay off the motherfucking drugs, man.
Lay off the drugs.
A billion dollar deal. Patrick Mahomes needs a $1 billion deal.
No, not $1 billion deal. I thought they were saying like his earnings.
Yeah, his earnings gonna be up to like $1 billion.
Oh, he could make $1 billion like in his career.
In his career, yeah. Yeah, not at one time.
Could y'all see?
But no, Boston. No, but Boston did the right thing though. They had to get under that apron. And plus, Drew Holiday is like 35, so it ain't like
But that defense, bro,
like
you giving up
I
a defensive
know,
player.
but you might move him when you might have been ready to move him when Tatum comes back anyway. Because then he'd be 36.
Yeah, but then it's just like, as far as like veterans, he ain't really got that real like Drew Holiday is like that. He like that Rondo veteran. You know what I'm saying? Like he reliable.
Yeah, but Rondo wasn't never 36.
You don't play like he 36 though.
He was slowing down, and he's been getting hurt now. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna have to come off of him some point anyway, because you didn't want to probably pay him what he's gonna be due when he's 36.
That's true. I feel what you mean.
You know what I mean? Like, look at Dame Lillard right now. Like Milwaukee, Dame Lillard is not going to play any basketball this season. Milwaukee owes him $54 million this season.
But they ain't gonna move him.
They can't.
That's what I'm saying. They ain't gonna move him because they can't. So
No. But I'm just making the point that NBA money is guaranteed.
yeah, no matter what it is.
So they're paying him $54 million to rehab.
What is
And
Paul
then he's
Pierce?
due 62.
I said Paul Pierce. Paul
And then
George.
he's due 60. Then he's due 62 next year.
But they'll probably trade him next year.
Who's going to pay him $62 million coming off of Achilles?
Somebody stupid.
Bro, Milwaukee, bro.
Maybe.
Like the Pelicans.
Dame is locked into Milwaukee.
No, the Pelicans just picked up Jordan Poole.
They did pick up Jordan Poole. You right.
They got Jordan
Poole.
Jordan Poole, Zion Williamson. Okay.
You know, DeJounte Murray.
DeJounte Murray, Jordan Poole. Okay, Jordan Poole at the 2. Okay, DeJounte Murray. Okay. I'm not upset with that.
PG to Boston.
We got. Well, they've been talking about Atlanta might go after PG.
Okay, so a healthy Paul
bro.
George. Are they going to free the? Are we building or are we freeing the game?
Well, I think after getting Porzingis, you kind of gotta keep Trae Young, right?
I was about to say that. I felt like with them trading for KP, that's the signs of them keeping Trae in Atlanta.
So they feel like the unicorn can play a full season, and not only play a full season but be impactful.
You got to make sure he don't got that Magic Johnson going on.
Oh my god! Because I'm saying though, they still got Okongwu, they still got Capella. I mean, they gonna obviously move. Probably
Capella's a free agent.
Yeah, Capella's a free agent, so they're just gonna let him walk.
Yeah, they've been saying that the Lakers might go after him. But this is the first center that Trae has had
that's not named
can
Clint
actually
Capella.
do stuff.
Yeah. That's not named Clint Capella.
No, because like the centers that he has are like alley-oop dudes that can't do nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true. John Collins.
So now it's time to get a center in there that can stretch the floor, open it up for Trae so he can penetrate more. Pause. You know what I'm saying? You got young Ricochet.
Yep, coming back, 20 years old. Hey, look, I know I give him a lot of flack.
You know
he won an 11 game. He was like 19 years old at the time, but it's still, man, I still feel like, goddamn, like, yeah, dang.
But what if they get Paul George though? Like,
that don't mean shit, bro.
Like,
and they got
no, it does actually.
Back.
What does it mean?
Does actually. It means that you got another ball handler so that Trae can do other things, come off screens, so he can cut, so he can do things other than have to be. We can't score unless you set somebody up.
Bro, I'm not counting on Paul George to do anything for me on my team, bro.
No, like Paul George is an injury-prone dude, but I'm just saying, as far as I don't need Paul George to come in there and score 25 points or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I could get a good 15 out of Paul George with like 6 or 7 assists, I'm in there.
Man, I would treat Paul George like J.R. Smith coming off the bench for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
No, you would not.
Yes, I would, bro.
Paul George just got
No,
hurt, bro, and that was all, bro. He just got hurt. I mean,
that shit is going to be
when he was
that shit
hooping
is going to be
though,
Trey Young. That's going to be Trey Young at the point. You know what I'm saying? Paul George at the 2, Risha Shea at the 3, Jalen Johnson at the 4, and Porzingis at the 5. And that team is going to win at least 45 games.
I can see it with a healthy Porzingis. That's the only thing that's gonna pull this together is if Porzingis stay healthy.
Yes, that's the only thing that they're going to be like praying for is that he can stay healthy and that he don't got the monster.
That's tough.
And if that's what you hanging your head on is Kristaps Porzingis playing a full
Oh,
season.
and not only that, but if they do the Paul George deal, they get the number 3 with it.
Then I would go.
So maybe they.
Then I would draft Ace Bailey with that 3.
No, you ain't drafting. I don't think you drafted Ace Bailey if you get if you got Risha Shea and Paul George. I don't think you drafted Ace Bailey.
I'm not keeping Paul George for probably
Ace would
just
draft a
1
center.
year.
I don't know who the best center is and if they would go top 3, but
Yeah, you would probably draft maybe Malawatch. You know what I'm saying? Maybe what's my man name?
would you trade down
It would just possibly
a couple spots if you got that 3?
possibly
Maybe trade with where's New Orleans? Maybe see what's up with
7.
Zion. Down to 7.
But
They
is the
get that
value?
But
3.
I don't think.
Is it
But I don't think you need Zion. I don't think you need Zion if you got Jalen Johnson though.
is it value in this year's
That's true.
draft that makes you say that you are willing to trade down anyway?
Yes, I think this draft is. I don't. I got questions about just about all the players that are considered to be the top players. You know what I'm saying? So for example, Cooper Flag is obviously a dog, right? Like I ain't got a lot of questions about him. You know what I mean? Dylan Harper can't shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like people are criticizing Ace Bailey because Rutgers didn't make the tournament. Guess who else was on that team? You know what I'm
Harper.
saying? And you're talking about putting him in San Antonio where De'Aaron Fox ain't a shooter, Castle ain't a shooter. You know what I'm saying? There ain't a lot of shooting on that team. So I don't know if Dylan Harper is this can't miss prospect. You know, Ace Bailey, you got questions about his attitude. You got questions about is he entitled, but you don't question anything he does on the actual court. You know what I mean?
That man a
Like maybe he
dog.
could get
That man a dog
like
on the court.
maybe he could get a few more assists to make you happy. But I'm content. BJ Edgecombe, you know what I'm saying? Great defender, but is he going to provide enough offense to justify taking him in the top 5? You know, Con Knipple, he's got the Imani Bates where his height is the same length as his wingspan. So, you know, who's he gonna defend? You know, Derek Queen is more of a he's a center because of what we're doing in the NBA today,
Mm-hmm.
but he's probably too big to be a center, but I mean too big to be a
A 4.
forward, but too small to be a guard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Malawatch, you know, I got all the questions. You know, Jeremiah Fears, you know what I mean, is like maybe he's that Russell Westbrook dude that never gets a jumper, but he's so
Athletic.
athletic that
Mhm.
but he's also the second youngest player in the draft behind Cooper Flag, so you got to develop him for a couple of years probably.
Mm-hmm.
So I got questions about all these
Is
dudes.
there anybody in the draft defensively wise that's like the next Tony Allen?
So there is Drake Powell out of North Carolina, but he's probably going to go in the 20s or maybe even in the second round. You got Jameer Watkins out of Florida State, who's probably going to be second round. Cedric Coward, you know, who might go anywhere between 8 and 20. He could be that kind of guy. Carter Bryant, you know, a lot of people have been falling in love with him. He might go to Phoenix at 10. So, like, there are a couple of guys. Drake Powell's probably the best of the bunch as far as that goes, though.
So, would you say in good faith that Cooper Flag is going number one?
There is no other answer.
Yeah, bro. Nico, if you don't give Cooper Flag, then they gon' like blow
Well,
up his car or something with him in it.
what I said on Sports Reports Ordered the other night is, quote, Nico better draft Cooper Flag or he better find a bunker like he's in
For
Qatar.
sure, bro. Dallas is gonna go crazy.
Yeah, if they don't draft Cooper Flag, especially Cooper Flag White too.
Facts.
If they don't, and they lost Luka, if they don't draft Cooper Flag, like Nico got to go into witness protection.
That man needs Secret Service.
Yeah, like that man needs a what they call it, I forgot what they call it, but he needs security.
He needs security.
You know what I'm saying?
Security detail.
Like that motherfucker. Like that motherfucker can't even go to the bathroom in his own house.
I'm surprised they ain't shoot at his ass when he traded Luka.
Oh, I'm sure somebody thought about it.
They said my man's was getting death threats out that jump.
Yeah, they said he was pissing off Dirk too.
Dirk Nowitzki said, "I can't even be a part of this organization anymore."
So who death threats you think was worse, Nico's or Hank Basket?
Definitely Nico.
Nobody death threats was worse than Brandon Bostic.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's a good one. That's a good one from the Packers.
I'm still gonna say Nico.
That's tough.
That's tough.
That's tough.
Like I'd rather be the Ayatollah that Donald Trump threatened with all the U.S. military coming at me than to be Nico.
Yeah, bro. I mean, that is a tough job that he had to pull. Imagine having to look at your kid's face. It was like, son, I gotta trade Luka. Gotta do it, bro. I know.
Especially if he just put on his Luka jersey.
Hell yeah. Like, Dad, I can't wait for the upcoming season.
Bro, you saw the game when Luka went back. Like Luka was crying. You know what I'm saying? Like the crowd was crying.
And Nico over that joint just.
And then Luka went and put like 45 on him or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Dad,
like,
I can't
bro,
wait for the
no,
playoffs. Luka's gonna take us all the way.
Bro, everybody gonna be in the war room. You know what I'm saying? Like for the Mavs, Nico gonna be in Wyoming in Kanye studio.
Yeah, Calabasas out that bitch.
You know what I'm saying? Like that motherfucker better not be nowhere near no damn Dallas. He better not be nowhere near the draft.
Yeah, bro, that shit funny as fuck, dog. It's still crazy that the Mavericks ended up with the number one pick, bro.
It is, bro.
Well, what's crazy is, you know, since Luka missed so much time, Dallas could have probably still made the play-in, kept Luka, and still got the number one draft pick.
I don't know if they would have got the number one draft pick though.
Yeah, they got that jump for sacrificing Luka.
For sure.
Well, I know they lost. They won the coin flip. That's what happened because it was them in Chicago. Like, bro,
the depth threats was so bad from Nico, bro. They said they had to get him in the first overall. And they said he had to recomp.
Yeah.
He had to recomp that back real fast.
He's like, hold on, Dallas. I got you. Hold on, Dallas. I got you.
Nico about to go join Russell Simmons. He keep playing around.
Oh shit, bro! That nigga was about to have to go into hiding.
No, for real though, man. Like, and then for the owner or whoever it was that was talking about, I didn't understand what Luka meant to this city. Like, bro, are you fucking kidding me right now?
No, that shit, bro.
I mean, bro, what you want, bro? The man was eating too many cheeseburgers and glizzies and won't play no defense.
And now he want to work out and squat.
Yeah, now he worked out and slimmed up.
No cap, no glizzy, no glazing. Well, it's like when you see these girls get a divorce, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you could lose 20 pounds.
I mean, hey,
You know what I'm saying? Like, Like you do know where the gym is.
Hey, look, it be like that though. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to feel like you got to step up some, and hopefully Luka.
But it don't matter. It don't matter how much weight he lose if he ain't gonna play defense.
Yeah, and hopefully, like I said, Luka did get bullied and pressured into putting a little more effort out on the hardwood. You know what I'm saying? But speaking of which, man, we done already mentioned that Jordan Poole is now a Piston. Drew Holiday, a Pelican.
Yeah.
I meant to say Drew Holiday is a Trailblazer. What other
For now,
yeah, because he's pissed. What other notable transactions or pickups can you say 2-5 or Cowboy Mike if you want to say?
bro, I'm looking at Cream City, man.
Mm,
You know, because Brooklyn got 5 first-round picks tonight.
But what they gonna do with it?
That's what I'm saying. They gonna load up and try to get
what
somebody.
They gonna do with it though?
I'm calling Milwaukee, and I'm like, hey,
let me get Giannis.
And y'all can have 2 first. Because Milwaukee's, I think their only pick in this draft is like number 44 or something like that.
They only got 1 pick this year.
So, yeah. So, because all the trades they've been doing. So I'm like, you know what? And they traded their first round draft pick from last year. The guy that they drafted, they traded him mid-season to the Wizards.
That's stupid.
So that's why I'm like, hey, look, I know you and Giannis are committed to each other, but y'all gonna lose them at some point anyway. You might as well get 2 top 10 picks for your trouble.
Right now, take it or leave it.
But if I'm Giannis, bro, I want to go. You know, Giannis want to go somewhere that's he gonna win a chip. If I'm Giannis, I go to Napa.
You're not listening to what I'm saying, Lethal. They got 5 first-round picks.
I get it, bro.
I will get somebody else to go with Giannis, and I still got, you know, some other picks where I can get players from this draft. You know what I'm saying? I can re-sign Cam Thomas. You know what I'm saying? And then at that point, Giannis, you tell me who you want. You know what I'm saying? Because Brooklyn got the most cap space right now. So this could be a Kawhi situation. Like, who do you want to play with?
I tell Giannis go to the Pacers, bro. He go to the Pacers, bro. He win in the.
That's because you're a Pacer fan.
You know what I'm saying?
Kyrie is locked in with the Mavericks. Van Fleet is locked in with the Rockets.
Giannis is a fucking sicko if he leaves Milwaukee to go to Indianapolis.
That's tough, bro.
No, I'm just talking about the cities. I'm not even talking about the teams.
Bro, Indy better than Milwaukee.
Is it?
Full strength.
That shit's on us.
Full strength.
Only thing I know about Indianapolis besides sports is Mike Epps.
What you know about Milwaukee?
I know Milwaukee got a cool ass nickname. You know what I'm saying? It's basically a bootleg Chicago. And you can get to Chicago in like an hour and a half. You know what I'm saying? I know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get to Detroit quick.
I rest my case. Giannis in that.
Nah, bro. No, this is the difference. If I'm in Indianapolis, I can get to Louisville and Cincinnati. If I'm in Milwaukee, I can get to Chicago.
Oh, my God.
That's the difference.
That's tough.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Gafford re-signed. So I thought they were going to move him, and they still could, but then it made me think, are they going to move Lively instead?
I would have kept Lively, bro. I like Lively more, bro.
Well, Lively will get you more, though.
In return?
In a trade.
In return, yeah, true. But as far as, like, talent, though, and production on the floor, bro, I'm losing.
Now, you heard who the Mavs looking at, didn't you?
No, I ain't hear who they looking at.
They're looking at Chris Paul and D'Lo.
I thought Paul retired.
Nah.
He ain't retired?
No.
What?
No, that was one of your fake stories you posted. He was trying to trick everybody.
Lethal with the fake news.
Yeah, just like you had me thinking that Jason Kidd was gone too.
You believed it at first?
Yeah. I thought he was that mad about Luka.
I thought that was real, bro. My bad. Damn, Chris Paul and D'Lo though. That's crazy.
Yeah, because Kyrie ain't back until about January at the earliest.
But so is AD gonna be ready for the start of the season?
He ain't hurt.
Shit, street clothes AD was hurt.
Nah, but he wasn't injured. Like, he got hurt in that moment, but he wasn't like injured. He didn't need no surgery or nothing.
So who is the Wolves going after? Who's the next big? What is the Wolves gonna do? Is Gobert out the door? Are they gonna bring in another superstar for Ant to play with? Another scorer?
I don't think Gobert's out the door. One, just because of how much they gave up to get him.
They got to put
Two,
Dillingham on the
because
floor.
Two, because their defense is just, what is their defense without Gobert? So like, I know they offered Gobert for Kevin Durant, but
I would have took that.
So it would have to be. I would have took that if I was Phoenix too, but they were trying to do right by Durant, I guess, because it was supposed to be Gobert. Phoenix had their pick of Dillingham or Terrence Shannon, White Dante, and Minnesota's first round pick.
That would have been a nice deal, but I wouldn't have gave him Cunningham though. Cunningham need to stay on the Wolves.
Dillingham, fool.
Dillingham.
Exactly.
Dilly.
Hello.
What up, Mike?
Yo, what up?
Cowboy Mike, what's going on, brother?
Chilling, man.
How y'all doing, man?
But yeah, that was good, man. It's hot as shit out here, but we surviving.
Yeah, fact. Getting plenty of water. Shit.
Yes. But yeah, I would have took that trade. I would have took that Minnesota trade in a heartbeat.
Me too. That sounds like a lot of value.
But that makes me feel like KD not really trying to win no ring if he ain't want to go to the Wolves versus going to Houston.
That's not true on any level.
I think so, bro. And KD said he had his hand in the cookie jar about where he wanted to go.
Bro, Houston has a coach that took a team to the NBA Finals. They got an NBA championship point guard. You know what I'm saying? You got Jabari Smith. You didn't have to give up Jabari. All you gave up in that trade was Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green, who you didn't want anyway.
And 5 second round picks.
Who gives a fuck about that?
That's a lot.
Like outside of Jokic and Draymond, you know what I'm saying? What second rounders have made that kind of impact recently?
I don't know. I mean, I look at it like a football trade when you talk about
Bronny.
picks.
Who?
Bronny.
Oh my God.
Yeah, okay.
Talk about it.
Okay, buddy.
I was just saying. You said an
And then you
impact,
said champion point guard like with Van Vliet. It's not all that, bro. Come on now. Let's be real.
Well, you said Van
You don't
Fleet
gotta
and all that.
see.
No, bro.
See, this is This is the thing. This is the thing, right? You be looking at everything through this lens of like
The lethal lens.
I need everybody to score 25 points every night.
No, I need
and
my
don't
point
work
guard.
like that.
I need my point guard to be nobody that's named Van Vliet.
Go back and look at that series against Golden State and tell me who was the one person that showed up besides Amen Thompson. Who you still got Amen Thompson going into year 3.
But it's a lot of point guards that you can get now that's better than Van Vliet.
You don't need a point guard better than Van Vliet. You just need a point guard that ain't gonna fuck it up.
You just need Van Fleet to play.
Like who you like what you gonna say? Go get Trae Young?
No, bro. I'd have been like at least somebody like a Jamal Murray.
Get the fuck out of
Over
here.
Van Vliet? Over Van Vliet?
Bro, Jamal Murray missed about as many games as Anthony Davis does.
We're not talking about games, miss. We talking about talent.
But I need you to be on the floor. I don't care how talented you are if you ain't playing. Just like KD. Like KD's still putting up 26 a game, but like he don't play.
Oh boy, here we go. So Cowboy Mike, let
What's
me
up?
correct me if I'm wrong. When was the last time Kevin Durant played a full season in the NBA and averaged less than 25 points?
It's been a long.
I know the
Long time
I know the answer.
coming.
I know the first of all, Cups, before Mike even answers you, you already know I know the answer to that question. And second of all, why you stealing Locke's questions?
I just want to know.
Long time. I don't know.
We came,
It
we
was his
saw, we
rookie
conquered.
year. It was his rookie year.
It was his rookie year. That's crazy.
Yeah, he averaged 20.3 as a rookie, and the rest of his career he's been at least 25. But the problem is that ever since he got hurt against when he was in Golden State, he's only played 60 games twice in those 7 years. And 4 of those years, he barely either played 40 or less than 40.
Because he missed majority of the whole season in Brooklyn.
So
Because he only played like what
so as
13
Cups
games.
You remember?
so as Cups would say, quote, the fuck are we talking about?
As long as he's healthy in May, that's all that matters.
Well, he was healthy this May, and the motherfucker wasn't in the playoffs, was he?
Well, he will if he played for the Phoenix Suns. He gonna be playing
Bro,
for
the
the Houston
Suns was in the
Rockets and Ime
finals
Udoka now.
without KD.
So
He be playing for Ime
if I
Udoka now.
got if I put Jason Tatum on a team with Devin Booker, they not making the playoffs?
Yes, they are.
You know what I'm saying? If I put Jokic on a team with Devin Booker, they making the playoffs?
Yes, they are.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I put Giannis on a team with Devin Booker, they making the playoffs?
Yes, they are.
But it's like we talking about.
Well, okay
We talking about.
then. Well, okay then.
We talking
Mind
about.
you, the Phoenix Suns was in the finals before they got Kevin Durant, bro.
Correct.
So it was like when KD
But then they
when he went
continuously
to
got
Phoenix,
worse.
you
Bradley
was
Beal not
expecting.
good, bro. And
Nah,
the coaches was not good, bro. Money, bro.
Hey, Mike. So you mean to tell me that Mikal Bridges could make the finals with Devin Booker and Kevin Durant can't even make the playoffs?
Hey, I can tell you the loser. Y'all said I was tripping.
Oh my god.
I've been called. He's a straight loser, man. He does not make anybody better.
Like just make the fucking play in.
Exactly. Like, come
That's
on,
tough.
dog. Like, that's what I said. I don't know what Houston's doing. And then I think Van Fleet, I think, is a free agent, if I'm not mistaken.
No, he just
No,
signed.
he just signed an extension today.
Okay, cool. I'm about to say. All right,
He
that makes sense.
agreed to a 2-year, $50 million deal, includes a player option in next year.
He earned it.
Yeah, and you probably paying Jamal Murray more than that.
I got
Shout
a
out
better
to Van
player.
Fleet. He declined his 44.89 club option for this year to sign a 2-year $50M contract, which includes a player option for next year.
Smart.
Yep. Just like Kyrie took less money.
Hell
His
yeah.
option was crazy.
3 years.
Yeah, Stephen A was bitching about how Kyrie got lowballed, and I'm like, bro, he literally is making like $38 million coming off of an ACL,
Exactly. And look at his age.
and he's 33 years old.
Yeah, I mean, come on, dog. Who's
And he
gonna bet
played
that
Like
much
that
money?
ain't no lowball.
Yeah, he's definitely not young no more.
So who's coming into this season, this new season, as the breakout candidate from last year? Well, which rookie or second year player is gonna have the breakout season?
Good question.
Jerry McCain.
Montez Bazella.
Shea.
Dilly Deal.
Reed
I got
Shepard.
Bazella. I like Reed Shepard too.
Reed Shepard finally gonna get the ball now. He gonna
I'm
finally
trying to
get
figure
on
out
the court.
like why is like Lively more value than Gafford? Like Lively ain't got no offense.
No, Lively better than
That's why they
Because-
signed, bro. That's why they signed.
Because
Offense, dog.
well, there's a couple of things. You know what I mean? He's younger.
Okay.
You know, more athletic.
Okay.
You know, can actually step out and hit the three.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never
You know,
seen
in
him
this
live
new
hit
NBA.
a 3. Am I bugging?
Shit, you must not have watched the draft when he got drafted. That's all they was showing was him hitting threes.
I'm on with the Mavs though. I haven't seen him shoot the threes.
Well, that's due to the team. That's not due to him.
So you saying like due to the fact that he was just only made to do lobs, he's capable of shooting three if they let him.
Well, think about it. What did Porzingis look like when he played with Luka?
And that's a good question. That's a very, very good point. He definitely
Yeah, that's
wasn't
what
the
I'm
same
saying.
player that he is now for sure.
So maybe now that Luka's not there,
Mm-hmm.
maybe we see a different, version of Lively. Just as far as like with the Kyrie's not going to be there to start the year.
I can see that. I mean, I didn't know he could shoot, so that was some. I was just like, damn. I mean, because at least Gafford got the little jump hook. He's a little better,
Yeah.
better
Fuck
to
a
me, a little
jump
tougher
hook.
than me.
This ain't goddamn Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and his sky hook. Nobody got time for that.
I mean,
What are you saying?
it's potent. The
All
little
right,
jump hook is potent. He got a go-to move at least. I just didn't know Lively
What are you
had a bag.
saying?
I didn't know he had a bag at all, so I'm just trying to figure out,
Did you not watch Isaiah Hartenstein just fucking runner the Pacers to death?
Literally, he might have cost Wisconsin some money. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
He put the clamps on cuz I was just like, yo, Hartenstein, man. He did a
We need to
phenomenal
get rid
job.
of Miles Turner. That's why I said the Greek.
Well, he's a free
I
agent.
know, but he don't need to come back. Like as long as he don't come back,
No,
we
they've
good.
been saying Detroit won him.
I need us to go after the Greek freak. Get Siakam back. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all ain't getting no fucking Greek freak while Halliburton is hurt.
Why we not, bro?
Crazy.
Now, let me ask you a
Because
question. I think
go ahead.
Kendrick Perkins said that he kind of hinted to the fact that if Halliburton should have sat down in the finals, like I think he told KD the same advice. In the NBA finals,
I seen
you
that.
realize you
I
got to
seen
hurt
that
calf.
shit. Yeah, I seen
Are you
that.
gonna actually play or are you gonna sit down?
I'm gonna play, bro. I'm sorry, bro. If I like,
No, hindsight is 2020.
I'm gonna play, bro. If it's
I'm
it's
playing.
a yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
a
playing. I'm
you gotta
playing
think
too.
about it, bro. If
I'm playing too.
this is game 7 of the finals, sudden death, winner go home, all for
You
nothing.
don't know if you don't know if you getting back.
I don't know if I'm coming back, bro. And if I can
100.
walk, like Holly said, if I can walk, I'm gonna play, bro. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like I'd
yeah.
rather go down
Now
on the court than not to be able to have a chance to go down, from not playing.
like with Kevin Durant, I might think about it just because he already had 2 titles at the time,
He had
and
nothing to prove.
like, yeah, you ain't have nothing to prove, and let's just hypothetically say he would have stayed in Golden State. You know what I mean? I'm on a team with Steph and Clay. We might get back.
Mm-hmm.
True.
You know what I mean? Like with Halliburton, a lot of people still view the Pacers as y'all got lucky. You know what I mean? So like, you got to strike while the iron's hot. Just like this dude that you asked me about earlier, Mike,
Yeah.
Asenge. Yeah, his team is in the finals right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? But he gonna be at the NBA draft.
Yeah, I'm like cuz tripping. Like the draft ain't that
But he only
exciting.
plays but he's like the 8th man though. So I guess that's a little different.
Yeah, sounds like these prospects, dog. They just be making these guys seem like they're really good. It's like you the 8th guy on your bench on your own team.
So you
That's
think
just
our
very,
window?
very
You
odd
think
to
our
me.
window's gone? You think our windows, our door shut?
Yes.
That's tough.
Yeah, I think the window's tough because so luckily Halliburton's not like a player that relies on athleticism. Like if he was like a Russell Westbrook type player, then like I would definitely say the window is slammed shut. But since he's not that type of player, like he'll be fine. But I think the problem is that the rest of the East got a year to retool now. Like the Cavs are probably going to be better. You know what I mean? The Knicks are going to probably be a little bit better. Boston's loading up for Tatum, setting up for Tatum's return, and Tatum's already better than Halliburton.
Easily.
So Detroit is coming up. Kate Cunningham only going to get better.
True.
You know what I'm saying? You got Orlando went out and got T-Rex. You know what I'm saying? And then they go get them another shooter. You know what I'm saying? They're a factor. So I think it was one of these cases where you might have just missed the opportunity.
So Cowboy Mike, we've seen some shuffling today. Me and 2-5 have spoke about it a little earlier. What do you think about the shuffling around that they're doing in Atlanta?
I mean, I like it. They're finally going to like really trying to concentrate and get Trey some help. That's how I feel. I was excited to see their pickups and the fact that they're making the moves. Like they've been kind of like my Bulls, like just not making no moves, expecting to still win. So you playing for the play-in every year. Like you want to be a contender. So
And
I
you
like
feel
the
like
fact that they're
Chris
making moves.
Dashport, and you feel like Chris Porzingis
Yo,
puts them into a better situation.
Yeah, I do. I mean, because I think you got to
yeah,
look at the fact he still can hoop when healthy. You know what I'm saying? So he
yeah. With everything going on in the East, Atlanta might host a series next
they
year.
might. I think Trey is good enough to get him over the hump. He don't need
So
that. He needs some help. He don't need that much help. Like it's just like you just need guys that are capable at a certain
straight up,
point.
I agree.
Yeah, you got Jalen Johnson coming back.
Big fact. He gonna play dividends for sure because he got hurt early in the year. So like we're on the
Yeah,
right track, man. Like I
That's
said, I
something.
just don't know what's wrong for Zingers though. Like you said, he got the Magic Johnson joint. What's going on? Like
I just feel like, man, if you're hanging your hat on Porzingis playing a full season, it's like you're taking a big risk.
yeah, it's a big risk, but I think it's a risk you take. I mean, who else they gonna pick up for the value though? Like that's
well,
like
well, and see, and that's the thing, Lethal. Like, we can't have it both ways, right? Because let's just say it doesn't work out. You know what I'm saying? We could be like, yo, Atlanta failed or whatever. But if they don't even make the move, we gonna yell at them for that.
I mean, look, yeah, because if they stay put, that's what I'm saying. I feel like they should just trade my nigga because it's like, even though he's still
you were saying
26,
trade.
my nigga still 26, bro. We can't keep wasting my nigga full prime. Like,
So are you going with Trey going?
yeah, I'd have to.
Understood. Yeah, I
I'd have
understood.
to.
I
Hell
would
yeah.
completely understand that.
I don't
Yeah,
Shout out
know.
to the game. Shout out to the game.
yeah, I definitely understand it.
Shout out to.
I'm waiting to see if they get Paul George.
I mean, if they get PG, and we had to, well then yeah, because then I'll root, and then if Atlanta trick it, I'll just be like, bro, they got PG and KP, nigga. What the fuck they was supposed to do, bro? What we talking about?
Yeah, what we talking about? Real
Yeah,
talk. And then my thing is
and
like
that's the thing.
you still got a draft to go to, so who knows who they pick up in the
Yeah, but
draft?
and that's the thing. Because if they do the Paul George trade, they get the third pick with it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll definitely do that. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that for
Okay.
sure.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what I keep trying to explain to Lethal because I understand why Lethal talks all the shit about Paul George that he talks, but that only matters if you're asking Paul George to come in there and average 25 points or
Yeah, and
something.
that's what Philly made a mistake at. Like they want him to be the guy. I'm like, what are they doing? I was utterly confused when they made that move. It's like, okay, you're pairing with a guy. Both of these guys stay hurt. Like, and you put him in the backcourt with Maxey, who's fast. Paul George is slow. You want to slow the game down. He play like Paul Pierce now, just slow. You know what I'm saying? So, that don't really rock well with a guy in the backcourt who got fresh legs who ready to run.
That is fucking
My
hilarious.
dog El Residente
Like
saying
that's on
Jose.
some like I don't know why. What up, Rez? I don't know why. Whenever you said that, I thought about Chappelle's show. Nick Cannon is hilarious.
Hilarious. Hilarious. I was about that the other day with my coworker. Hilarious.
Dog. So, Cowboy Mike, have you seen any players whose stock has either risen or dropped in these pre-draft conversations?
Well, I mean, we talked about his Bailey earlier. His joint is drop. I think it's a fake drop. I think it's like they just want you to these organizations and owners and stuff. They want you to do all this stuff. If I don't got to work out for you if I don't want to.
Yeah,
It's like certain guys they tend to
it's
pick
for
on. They
me.
tend to, try to act like he's doing something wrong. Like it's been guys that come into the joint and don't work out. He may have feel like he solidified his spot.
No, I definitely feel you, bro.
You know what I'm
So
saying? Like, bro, I'm
I
a business
push
already.
back on that one.
He already a millionaire. Like, why do I need to go work out for y'all?
Because you want to work for my team.
I mean, either you're gonna draft me or you're not gonna draft me. Same thing with Shador. Like, like
But that
I gotta
hurts your
make you
door.
believe.
But that hurts your door.
I mean, that's perspective though. What if Shador started?
No, I'm just saying it hurts your door. It costs your
But
door
I don't think
millions
Shador
of
did anything
dollars.
wong though. That's somebody's opinion on you. Like
But
you
that's the
can't.
thing.
There's
So,
nothing you can
but
do about somebody's opinion about you.
but as the employer, right? So as a potential employer, let's say we own a company, right? We all own four different companies, right? And we say, well, we have this mindset. We are hiring employees, and somebody comes to me and says, oh well, I I will work out for you, but I'm not. I mean, I'll apply to work for you, but I'm not applying to work for Mike. I'm not applying to work for 2-5, and I don't apply to work for Cups. Well, y'all are my friends, and I
Mm-hmm.
think y'all are good people. So if y'all not good enough for them, then why am I good enough for them? And what else? What other problems are gonna have? Am I gonna have down the line when you decide you don't want to do something? Nah, I'm not bringing that headache in. I'm not.
I feel it. I mean, I thought he didn't work out for anybody. I thought it kept it even across the board.
No, he worked out. He worked out for teams that he wanted to work out for.
That's why I
That
thought he wants to be picked up at. I guess. I mean, I don't.
yeah,
To me,
nah.
again,
Yeah, nah.
I think you get a good example. But like, I don't in a
Yeah.
situation where he an independent contractor. Like, I'm the same way. Like, it's just certain things I require if I'm coming to a job. I'm just not gonna just be like, oh, but y'all want me to go do this and y'all want me to take this amount of money. Like, no, I'm not doing that.
No,
So
no, not at all.
either it be a pairing or
No,
either it's
right.
gonna be a pairing or it's not gonna be a pairing. Because either
No,
way,
I agree. I agree there. If it was a situation where it's like, oh, these people here can lowball you, and these people here are paying you with have the opportunity to pay you more money, then yeah, by all means, nah, I'm cool on making $10 an hour to play for this team when I can make 50 million over here. Like, nah. But if we all offer you the exact same money because it's locked because it's locked, salaries are locked based on the
mhm.
bargaining agreement, then you go out there and now you can do what Kobe did and say, listen, I'm probably not gonna be here. But but I don't want to play for you. But I'll work out. I'm gonna show you what I got. But I don't want to be here. Like that's what Kobe did, and it worked out for him. But
Mhm.
I think even in that case, Kobe might have dropped further than he should have because he took that stance.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, again, when you financially free as he believes he is, I
Uh
don't know
huh.
who his team is. I don't know who to put it in his mind to do this.
Yeah.
Not saying I would do. I'm just saying Ace has decided to do that. Like I'm a player, so I'm gonna go out and just work out because I like the game. Period. But if you
Right.
just come in there and say I'm a business, I don't want to work out for this. I want to work out for these three teams. Like, why would you have a problem with that? Like okay, cool, young man. We'll see you at the draft. Like, why you got to be like, oh, he's a character issue? Like, oh, there's something wrong with his character. He doesn't fit into the role. It's like, I don't know. I don't think everybody they want to make people fit into something that's not really fittable. When the
No.
league is own entity,
Yeah.
so it's like,
No.
hey,
I
every
think you're
team is
right.
different. Like, certain teams they want to win championships. Certain teams want to sell jerseys. So like, I'm going to still have the same wherewithal and the same like love for the game. And y'all, I know y'all don't want to win. Kenya Moore talked about that. So like, where does that come into play then? Where I'm there, y'all just want to sell jerseys and sell tickets, and I want to win.
Right.
Now,
But
I'm
you
like,
find that out. But you find
if
out in the
I
interview
don't,
process.
I
That
mean,
you
these
find
teams.
out in the interview process. Like, nah, this is this
How
ain't the
many
type of place
times
I
you
want to
seen
be
these
in at
teams
all.
lie and act like they want to win and they don't do nothing?
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
lot of Cowboys. They play games with people all the time. So I understand where you're coming
Like you
from.
also have to
I'm not tripping
you have a certain
totally on
amount
it.
of power. Yeah, you have a certain amount of power. I just think he's being poorly advised, and I never
I
like when
do.
I feel like kids are being getting poor like, and I don't know if this is just something that the new generation is trying on to see how it works, but this is
I
not a
think
long
so.
term plan. Like this is not a good idea.
No, I feel the same way. I'm like, if you want to get paid, I mean, it's certain things you're required to do at least. Like
Yeah,
I would just get the money and be quiet, and then, oh
right.
yeah, I really didn't want to work out for them guys like that. I mean,
No,
I'm already like,
Brown walked into the league a millionaire. Brown worked out for every team in the first round. We
that's
knew
true.
everybody knew where Brown was going. Brown worked out for every team. If Brown worked out for everybody, you should work out for everybody. If Jordan worked out for everybody, you should work out for everybody. If Kobe worked out for everybody, you should work out for everybody. Like you ain't them.
Nah, he ain't.
You ain't them, and you
But
may be
I
very,
think he
very,
thinks he's
very
going
good.
top two or either top three. So it's like,
Yeah,
you know, and his
you
mind is
may be
like, why?
very,
Why do I
very,
need to
very
work out for
good.
other people if I know I'm not gonna be there? It's the same thing
Yeah,
Deion said. So it's all in perspective.
yeah, no, for sure. And like but that's I just want to see like I want to see these guys come in hungry, man. Like we need hungry people who like great players who are hungry. And honestly, to a degree, Ace Bailey is getting much more discussion because of this than he would have if he wouldn't have done this. So if it works out and he turns out to be really really good, more people know his name that wouldn't have known his name. But
Yeah.
if he comes out and has a bad first 10 games, oh, they're gonna kill
Ooh,
him.
they
They're gonna
gonna kill him.
kill that kid.
And I think that's the same thing we kind of said about Lonzo when he was getting all that publicity.
Uh
Like
huh.
when he got in the league and they were just like, oh, he ain't really that good. Like
Right.
it's like, oh,
They
hold
gonna
on,
kill him.
dog. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I think Ace Bailey is better than Cooper Flag. That's just me personally. The eye test. I
You
watch
think he's better than
basketball.
Cooper Flag?
I do.
Mm.
I do. I remember Tuval asked me to just watch Ace Bailey. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm watching for maybe like 6, 7 games. I'm like, I'm looking at both of their games and how they were training to the NBA. I don't think Cooper Flag is good enough to go against really good defenders or guys who have some type of strength on them. If he can't blow by you, I don't think that he's gonna last. Not say last long in the league, but I'm saying like I don't think he's gonna be a superstar like everybody think he is.
I think Cooper Flag is in the perfect situation, and that's what LeBron was talking about in the on the mind of the game, about the fact that like Cooper Flag at even as a what people consider him to be a generational talent. A lot of people do, like a lot of the experts do, and he gets to come in and be the third best player on the team. That is
So
magical.
what if AD get hurt early?
Then he's the second best player on the team.
Kyrie is not healthy yet.
No, but I'm just saying, like, you can grow into your role as opposed to Bron day one had to be the best player on the team. Jordan walked
Well,
into the league
they
best player
made
on the
Braun
team.
the best player on the team. Like
No,
they had
dog.
Ricky Davis, they had Darius
No,
Miles
Ricky
that was
Davis was
there.
never the best player on anybody's team ever in life.
They had what's my man? I think
Darius
Carlos Boozer was
Miles,
there at the time. I think Boozer was there,
Darius Miles,
and they traded all those guys away
they were
just to make Braun the
bums.
best guy.
They were. You remember, with all these people healthy on that team, they won what 14 games. They were all healthy.
I would have kept at least Boozer at least.
Who Boozer? Boozer
Yeah, I
stayed.
would have kept
Boozer
at
was there
least
like
Boozer.
Bron's first 5 years.
Yeah, I would have kept him.
Boozer.
I thought so. So Darius Miles was the one that got traded. I thought either it
Yeah,
was
Darius
Goodrich.
Miles
I
got they
know
got
the
Darius
Goodrich came
Miles out of
after
here.
that.
They got Ricky
They
Davis
got
out of
Darius
here.
Miles out of here. Okay, that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking. It had to
they
be
got
either
Ricky
one of them.
Davis out of here. They got Booby stayed until Braun when Braun left the first time. Um Valachunas was there until Braun left. Um Z was there until Braun left.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think who else was there. But then, no, that was the TLC special, dog. When your full team is healthy and y'all win 14 games, don't tell me how great y'all are, man.
No, I feel
Don't
you though.
talk.
They were wilding though. They was like, yeah, we don't think a rookie can come in and make an impact. I'm like, bro,
Yeah,
y'all.
he said he could be like a Karan Butler type player.
Yeah, that was crazy. The
That was the
evaluation was
craziest
wild.
comment, dog. You
I
know,
thought it was hilarious. Like, what?
that was friggin' hysterical. But Darius Miles actually talked about that in an interview. I forgot who it was, but he was saying he's like people took the comment out of context because he was saying that he didn't want people to put pressure on Braun to come in and change the team around year one. And he was like, yeah, he can be a solid player on the team. But when he was like a role player, like Karan Butler, dog, I died laughing, dog.
Yeah, like nah, bro, nah. He a little better than Ricky. He a little better than a role
That
player.
was
You got even off the college highlights. I mean, I see not college, high school highlights. You can say he's better than a role player because he had the ball in his hand. So at minimum,
yeah,
I thought he could at least be like
yeah.
like a Latrell Sprewell. Like he would just at least be a slasher. I just didn't know he had the capability of just being a locomotive, so to speak, like just being unstoppable going to the hole. But yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see. Though. I think again, I think very highly of Ace Bailey.
I hear a lot of people talking really highly about him, and I want the kid to work out. Like that's the thing. Even when I have critiques for kids, like the way they moving, I still want the best for them. Like,
Of
and
course.
that's
Yeah, I
a
know
lot of times
about
that's
you were
where
saying
my
that.
critiques come from.
Yeah, you
Because I
looking
feel
out for
like
the history.
adults put them in better position.
Yes, I do agree. I do agree. As I
Ain't
said,
the
like I
adults
don't
put the
know
kids
who's
in bad
advising him
position.
at all. Like Like, bro, that's not the way you get. You know,
No.
you when you especially in a situation where it's multi-million-dollar
Yeah.
opportunity, you don't go in there just trying to rub people the wrong way for no reason.
Right.
You know,
Dog,
but that's the thing
dog,
about
play the
they
little
don't understand
game.
longevity.
Yeah, play the little
You've
game,
been around
dog.
for
Play
a
the
long
little.
time.
Yeah, dog.
You gotta be
Play the long game. Dog, think
yeah,
about
play
it,
the
right?
long game.
You get to the league, you gonna have to go to a bunch of dinners you don't want to go to, dog. You gonna have to go
Come
to a
on
bunch of
now.
meetings you don't want to go to. You got like
Yep.
all that stuff, but
Make
you
a
do
wish
this stuff,
foundation.
dog. You gotta go visit little kids in the hospital. You want to see these little kids, but you know
Yeah,
if I go see this little kid, this can mean an endorsement down the road will lead you to $100 million, like boom, like that, like Braun got to be because Braun did all those little things. Jordan got to
exactly.
where he is because Jordan did Jordan for I mean Braun might be the worst person in the world, dog. But when you check his Carfax for the community, it comes out clean because he does the little stuff. And that's what these guys like. If they really want to get there, that's the stuff they should be studying. These guys, I love Allen Iverson with my whole heart. That's my favorite player of all time. Dude did not want to do the little stuff.
Yeah,
He didn't want to do the little stuff. He was big time. He had to be the dude with all the jewelry. He had to be the dude with all the clubs. He had to do to all the girls. He had like, but the little stuff. Let's go to practice. Let's go to extra practice. That it's not a mandatory practice, but if I'm the leader of the team, I should be at this practice. You know,
oh yeah, of course, and
this
early.
team meeting, right? This team
Yeah,
meeting. Yeah, I may think like I can get there anytime I want to. No, no, no. I'm setting the example for everybody else that we need to be here early to make sure that we like doing film study. Like that stuff that if you're gonna be a all time great, you got to be doing. You
have
got to be
to,
doing it. And
have
I
to.
think that's the stuff that it speaks to, that sort of gives you a pause. But even with that, I hope that Ace Bailey does really well. I hope he has a 20-year, I hope he's a 15-year All-Star, bro. I hope he has one of the greatest careers of all time. And I hope he learns from this. And I hope the person that comes behind him, he tells like, listen, dog, that wasn't a smart, bro. Smart thing on my part.
You
If
know,
I
you
had to
know,
do it over again, I'd do it differently.
you know, and I know I brought up Shador. I wonder. I mean, to me personally, I think Shador's in a good spot, but I wonder if Shador regretted. You know, kind of like this to
He
like, hey, if
does.
you bring me in here, I'm gonna change it. You know, like I don't know.
No,
I
he
mean,
can say that. No, you can say that. No, Mike, he can say that. You can say, hey, if you bring me in here, like he can even say, don't bring me here if you're not trying to. He can do all of that. But come ready, come prepared. If they gave you the playbook and say, hey, we're doing an install and we need you to, I don't care if I'm the 15, I don't care if I'm the 16. You may be there. You may need me to take that flyer on you, right? You may need me to take that flyer on you. So show up, be prepared, be ready for the install. You can be as cocky as you want to be. But be ready. Don't be cocky and unprepared. That's the worst. Mike gone? Cups, you there? Anybody? Anybody here? Am I here by myself? Hey y'all. Welcome to Cups and the Gang. I don't know if anybody's here. Um, I'm here. All right. Well, I'm gonna go because this is weird.